Hey mate, well, not sure how good this is going to be with this little miniature camera, but anyway, I'll make a video and we'll see. If I like it, I'll upload it. So, got the Ferocious Frankie from Hobby King here, and going to give a good fly. That's just the DX7S telling me the flaps are in the wrong position. That's all sorted now. So I found running this plane on a Turnigy 3 amp 3040C discharge 11.1 volt is the best way to go. Push it all the way forward into the nose and balances it beautifully. It really is a nice balance on this plane then. She's a bit tail heavy, so you got to get that C of G right. The book says C of G at 75 millimeters from here, but that's here. But I've been going along more of 70 millimeters from that point there, and I found that definitely has given the best results. I've heard of some people sticking AA batteries into the front of this to give the balance, but to be honest with you, if you use a 3 amp, you're going to get a good 7-8 minute flight, and you're definitely going to have the balance right. I get the undercarriage out. Really like the undercarriage. Got a little bit of flap set for takeoff. That really helps with the blade torque, so it doesn't try to spin itself for so much left on takeoff. Anyway, there she is. Just see some flight checks. Got a rudder aileron mix going on there. That's pretty good for when you want to stop that rudder torque. Anyway, we get her up into the air, see how she goes. I really like the sound of the electric motor on this Durafly. I don't quite know exactly how good the motor is. I've been hearing all sorts of reports, well, reading all sorts of reports, but I have to tell you that I've had about 30 flights of this now, and she's still running as sweet and as smooth as she ever has done right from the beginning. I've heard a lot of people talk about installing UBECs because the too much servo power draining the batteries. Well, you know, you stick a 3 amp battery in there, 3540C, and you're not going to have any problems whatsoever, or not that I can see anyway. They tell you don't fly it for more than 20 seconds at full power. Well, so far I haven't come off the power. This is 100% power all the way, and I haven't come off her. And you'll find when I land it, I mean, you won't be able to see it in the video, but you'll see when I'll tell you now that it won't be, the ESC and the battery won't even be warm. Not even a little bit. It's so beautifully balanced. Normally with these foamies, depending on the different temperatures of the day when you fly, you have to keep retrimming them all the time. This Durafly seems to require very little retrimming from day to day. Maybe a 1 click or 2 clicks of up elevator or down elevator or right aileron, but as you can see, she is just so perfectly balanced. I'll take her away a little bit, see if I can bring her in for a low high speed pass. Now I've got a park zone gunfighter. I've had 3 in actual fact. The first one I had about 30-40 flights on it, and I flew it into a pole, and as my mate Rob always says, the pole never loses, and they really don't. It obliterated it into little tiny pieces, but that was purely my fault. It was purely a misjudging of depth and I flew it into a football post. So that was the end of that one. But I loved that so much, I went out and I bought a second gunfighter from Park Zone. And I must have had, it's very hard to say because I never really logged them, but the best that I've counted with batteries and amount of flights I had, I reckon of over 1,000 flights I had on that gunfighter. And then I'm not sure what happened. I mean, 1,000 flights is quite a lot for the life of a little model aeroplane. Not sure what happened, but the motor just died, or something died in it, and I lost control too far away to glide it back, and that ended up smashed. Now I've recently bought another gunfighter, and I've had probably 100 flights of that one as well, and I've done some upgrades on it. I've put a E-flite Power 10 motor and 11x7 prop, and that thing flies really quickly and has still maintained its precise handling like it always had, but it's ridiculously fast. It's ridiculously fast. But I can fly that with a lot of precision. I can skim that off the ground, I can fly it upside down, I can do anything I want with that gunfighter. And when I was looking at getting this Durafly, I was 100% convinced that it wasn't going to be anywhere near comparable to the gunfighter. Well, like I say, only 30 flights in, so I can't tell you about reliability, but I mean 30 flights is still enough to irk out all its nuances. But as you can see, I can fly this with the exact same precision as I can fly the Park Zone gunfighter. Okay, now that's a 5-minute timer going on there on my, but I've got that 3-amp battery in there, and that's been full power the whole time. The whole time there's been no brownouts, there's been no servo issues. I've been manipulating the servos. I think some people on these RC forums, they have a lot to say for a lot of no reason, and I'll be quite happy for someone to leave me comments if they feel I'm being unjust there. But as you can see, this is just a perfect model. 30 flights would have definitely ironed out any of its issues, and this, from assembling it from the box and putting it together, binding it to my DX7S, has flown just like this, beautifully out of the box. Okay, well, I'm going to bring her into land. I'm going to lower the gear and I'm going to put 2 clicks of flap on it. That's 6 minutes that it's been flying for. Should go a lot longer with this 3-amp battery, but to be completely honest with you, I'm not going to over push my batteries. I just thought I'd give you a pass there, see, with the undercarriage down. I'm going to give it one last click of flap now and really slow her up, because the grass here is a little bit long, but I want to maintain a little bit of speed as I land. And there we go, down on the ground, safe and sound. Put those flaps back up into the takeoff position, and that's a perfectly successful flight. You can see that flew beautifully, no problems, no issues in the slightest there. That was a 7-minute flight, Turnigy 3040C battery, 11.1 volt, 3-cell, 3000 milliamp, perfectly balanced. Just a beautiful model.